Hey everyone! So I feel like I need to make this video because I said in a live stream a few months ago that I wasn't planning on voting for Biden, and I ended up taking that live stream down because I just didn't feel great about it. This is why I don't do live streams very often, because I'm afraid of saying dumb shit that I'll regret later. Anyway, I wanted to set the record straight that as much as I hate Joe Biden and the DNC, I do believe that it's important to participate in electoral politics and vote for the lesser of two evils. Before I get into the reasons I originally did not plan on voting for Biden and the reasons I changed my mind, I wanted to share a realization that I had the other day. Back in the day, pre-COVID, when I used to canvass for an environmental nonprofit, there was this thing my coworker called the claw. So you're talking to someone and you go through your whole pitch and they're super enthusiastic about signing up, and you very clearly explain that this entails a monthly donation. They agree and start filling out the form. And then when you get to the donation page, you know, the part where they're supposed to enter their credit card information, they weasel their way out of it somehow. And you're just like, so close. This was especially frustrating when you were behind on quota and you really needed that sign up. The reason it was called the claw was because it was very similar to those claw machines at arcades with the stuffed animals, where you reach down and grab one and you're lifting it up and you think you have it, and just as you're about to drop it through the slot, it slips out. My realization was that Bernie losing the nomination to Joe was the claw. Our country got clawed. Just when we thought Bernie had it, it slipped out of his seemingly firm grasp. And it was the ultimate claw because the stakes were so high. It still hurts. So I hope you can understand that back in May, or whenever I did this live stream, I was still in rage mode. I did not intend on voting for Biden because, number one, I thought Colorado was a safe blue state. I was wrong. It's more indigo. Two, I thought it was important to teach the DNC a lesson, like, you can't keep screwing us and expecting us to vote blue no matter who. Fuck you. Three, I heard this metaphor that we're driving off a cliff. Trump is driving a Hummer and Biden is driving a Prius. Either way, we're fucked. And four, I was genuinely concerned that if Biden only served one term, then his VP would potentially serve the next 8 years. And 12 years of a corporate Democrat in office seemed more damaging than 4 more years of Trump. Because when a Democrat is in office, people become complacent and go back to brunch. Not that I was going to vote for Trump, of course, but I thought that maybe we could have an actual progressive run in 2024, and they'd have a higher chance of winning if they didn't have to face an incumbent Democrat. That was my thought process. What changed my mind was that, one, I learned that Colorado is not a safe blue state like California. Two, whatever the outcome of the election is, the DNC will not learn their lesson. If Trump wins, they'll blame the Bernie bros who sat out or voted third party. If Biden wins, they'll be super smug about it and rub it in our face, despite the fact that Biden was an incredibly weak candidate, and ultimately, Trump was responsible for his own implosion. You cannot teach someone a lesson when they've demonstrated time and time again that they're incapable of self-reflection. Three, we are kind of fucked, but harm reduction is still important. Returning to normal is better than devolving into fascism. And four, as AOC showed us in 2018, it is possible for progressives to challenge corporate Democrats and win. And as for this idea that liberals will go back to sleep, liberals aren't really on our side anyway. People who are truly interested in progressive policy aren't going anywhere. Bernie surged in popularity in 2016 because of Obama's failures as president. And movements like Occupy Wall Street and BLM formed while Obama was in office. But the most compelling reason, and this goes along with the last 2 points, is that although Biden is no climate leader, he doesn't support the Green New Deal, and re-entering the Paris Climate Agreement is merely symbolic. A Biden administration is a less hostile environment for organizing than a second-term Trump administration. I hope this convinced someone out there to vote for Biden. Woo! I felt obligated to put this out there since I was on the record saying I wasn't voting for Biden and the election ends next week. I was also inspired by Contrapoints. I highly recommend watching her video if you're still undecided. To end on a more exciting note, I just hit 2,000 subscribers, and I'll be filming a Q&A sometime this month, so drop your questions down below. Alright, peace out.
Yo, how when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish, nah, no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan, man. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat.